my biggest fear is like a 1-800 number calling me. It's like, oh, you owe X amount of money to the Internal Revenue Service. I'm going to die. I'm not gonna know what to do.
Doesn't that make you quite unserious? I don't know that ChatGPT knows that I'm a woman or a man because I ask questions about everything and anything.
My children will be getting a bachelor's degree, regardless of what they want to do. Paid for my Subway sandwich with nickels.
On here, you're gonna learn some culture if you don't have it. That's what we do in Spill the Gist.
I'm never being zoned again.
You are now listening to Spill the Gist with Angie Baby.
Hi, Gisters, and welcome to Spill the Gist with Angie Baby, your soon-to-be favorite podcast. I say that all the time, and one day I promise you're gonna say I said that. Okay?
That was conceited. She said she's gonna be your favorite podcaster,
Yeah.
and on top of it, she gonna tell y'all that she called it.
Yeah.
Angie Baby's conceited.
Anyway, in the studio today, I have a very, very special guest. He is an infection preventionist and he has a master's degree in public health. Big public health, okay? Don't play. This man has the money, right? He got the stacks, right?
Not too much.
Yeah. Eligible for marriage as well. But anyway, please welcome Ini to the show.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm having the time of my life right now. I was driving over here, super giddy. But yeah, this means a lot to me. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, you know.
Are you about to cry or something?
I get emotional.
Oh, okay. Okay. Somebody that's ripe for marriage that should be a father right now.
That's
Can you imagine?
crazy.
Anyway, how was your week?
I had a good week.
Okay.
I had a pretty good week. You know, I sorted out some stuff from med school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to Nigeria soon. So
Oh,
I got
December?
tested. December? I wish. Nah, I'm going to Nigeria, I think, in 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So I bought my ticket. I got my life together on all that.
Wait, you're going to Nigeria. Are you going by yourself or with
No,
family?
I'm going with the family.
Oh, okay. Be careful. Nigerian girls will break your heart.
I like getting my heart broken.
Okay.
It's fun.
You are now listening to Spill the Gist with Angie Baby.
Today we're talking about college experience, of course. Now, I did not go to a typical 4-year college. I went to community college, PG, shout out. And then I went online, WGU,
Okay.
for the rest of my bachelor's.
Those the
And
owls, right?
huh? Yes.
Owls?
Yes. Oh, you know a little something. Everyone else never knows what WGU is. Like, what is that?
Guys,
You're kind of cultured.
I'm not.
Okay. So yeah, I did my bachelor's online, WGU, and I also did my master's online as well.
Got you.
So I didn't have the typical college experience.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully today you can fill me in on what I was missing out on.
Got you. You didn't miss much.
Okay. Were you a commuter or you stayed on campus?
I was a commuter, but I like to think that, like, I can't tell you how many times I got in trouble for walking into the house at like 1 a.m. It was a lot, but I can explain. I'll give my side of the story. Just watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, did you have any FOMO being a commuter and not someone on campus?
A little bit. Sometimes it was like, you know, oh yeah, this party not gonna start till 9, and I already know I'm gonna get yelled at if I'm like at a party when I'm supposed to be like doing the whole school thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then another part of it is like, you know, aye, kope meji, you know?
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Like, you only live once, man. So sometimes that yelling is worth it.
And you are an infection preventionist, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you kind of went into the medical scene, but did you know you wanted to do that from young? Because African parents either want you to be a doctor, engineer, lawyer, what else?
That's it. It's the big 3.
So yeah, did you ever feel that pressure or you knew you wanted to always do this from young?
Nah, you know, I like to joke that my parents were extremely blessed when they had me, because the typical African parent want is actually aligned with what I wanted. I knew I always wanted to go into the health field. I always like knew that, but what I will say is that, especially as an African child with African parents, I wasn't aware of like the breadth of what the health field looks like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I didn't know what an infection preventionist was before I actually like went looking for that job. So yeah, I definitely, this is definitely a me thing. You know, med school starts in July. That's definitely a me thing. But that's because I genuinely like came to love what I do.
Speaking of that, how did you fall into being an infection preventionist?
Preventionist?
Yeah.
Really good. That's a.
Was it COVID or
It was COVID.
Ebola?
Nah, it was COVID.
Did you ever catch COVID?
I did.
Can you imagine
It was
as an
terrible.
infection?
I wasn't an infection
Preventionist?
I wasn't an
You
infection
caught COVID?
preventionist when this happened. In fact, I didn't even graduate when this first happened. This was in October of 2020, and I thought I was gonna die. I'm not gonna hold you. I thought I was about to be a statistic. I was ready. I was like, dang. But like,
You know what? I never caught it, and I'm not an infection preventionist.
it's because you don't be outside, Angie. Don't nobody be inviting you to stuff. That's why.
Dang, you had me there. Would you have considered yourself a broke college student? Were you broke in college? You probably were.
Kinda, sorta.
That's sort of. Were you working in college?
I wasn't working, but I'm a grinder. That's the thing. So every summer I had the same deal with I used to be a server at Golden Corral, right? So every single summer and every single winter break, I had the same deal with the managers. I would come there, I'd work for the entire summer, no days off, save up as much money as I could, and then during the semester, that was all the money that I would be spending.
And it was enough?
It was usually enough.
Oh, okay.
It took me all the way through. In a good week, I'm pulling in maybe $600. Summer break it was usually like 9 weeks, so that's $5,400. 5 bands for 3 months. That usually carried me through. I didn't have to bother my parents for money.
What would you say is the brokest experience you had in college, though? Even though you weren't broke.
No. I remember.
Oh,
This was
okay.
like right after a final. I was hungry as a mug, so I went to Subway, right? Eat fresh. I paid for my Subway sandwich with nickels that I found in my car.
Nickels?
Yeah, I'm standing by it.
How much was the sandwich then?
The funny thing is, right? It was I went on a BOGO day. It was buy one get one, right? For $5.99.
Wow, that's low. I'm sorry you had to go through that,
Nah,
but it's okay.
It builds character.
Yeah, exactly. It makes you who you are today.
Honestly, like
Yeah.
bending over the seats, trying to like find out if this is a dime or a quarter. It is what it is,
How was dating in college?
Dating in college, was interesting. My freshman year, I was coming off a heartbreak, right?
Mhm.
And I hate to be a stereotype, but like I was definitely the hurt people kind of thing.
You look like it. I don't know why I've been dissing you this whole episode.
I'm
sorry.
never being vulnerable again. Everything out of my mouth from this moment forward
Sorry.
is just gonna be lies.
Sorry.
I'm not talking about
I'm
myself
sorry.
no more.
This is a safe space. Go ahead.
Doesn't seem like it, guys. Is she like this with all her guys? I was definitely like the hurt people kind of person. And I just went on a tear my first, I want to say maybe like 2.5 years. I was not dating with any intention. I was not a gentleman. I didn't have a lot of trust. I didn't have a lot of people calling me on my bullshit. I may or may not have garnered a little bit of a reputation. That's neither here nor there.
That's why I asked you in the beginning, what do they call you in the streets?
They don't call me nothing in the streets.
They call you something in the streets. If you have a reputation, then they call you. Okay, before you gave your life to Christ, what did they used to call you in the streets?
I gave my life to Christ out the womb. They didn't call me nothing in the streets, guys. But like, my downhill was when it was like 12 at night and I got a call from one of my friends in Towson, and he was like, why am I at a function and a young lady is crying about you to her friends? And I was like, I haven't even been to Towson this month. Leave me alone.
Oh.
Definitely fit the stereotype of like the typical Yoruba boy, but
Yoruba demon, say it loud. Let the people hear in the back.
I'm not gonna subscribe to such heinous accusations. That's not me anymore.
Okay.
But like, not to be a nerd or anything, but like when I love, I like to say that I love deeply. She chatting, guys. But I'm a lover boy at heart.
That's the same thing the last guy said. The last guy that sat in that seat. The last Nigerian Yoruba man that sat in that seat.
I feel him.
Speaking of the babe that was crying about you,
I wish that young lady nothing but peace.
what happened, first of all, and did you guys ever like talk about it?
Yeah, nah. This isn't gonna make me come off in the best light, but I asked for details. I was like, who is this girl? Yada yada yada. I found out who it was. She did go to UMD. We chatted about it. And like, she was basically telling me about how like just ain't shit I was. A lot of times when you're hearing about everything that's wrong with you, you don't really enter that mindset of like, okay, well, how can I improve? You enter the like a defensive mindset. But like after she got done like expressing herself, I remember, I'll never forget. I was like, yeah, but like you had fun though. I got hit.
In the face?
But then she laughed. That's my thing.
In the face?
Nah, not in the face, in the arm.
Oh.
But then she laughed. So like for me, it's like at that point, how inaccurate can I be? It's like, no. I shouldn't have done that. That was bad.
So I'll take it you didn't find the love of your life in college.
Oh, I most definitely did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I love her now.
Oh.
We've been together for 4 years now. Shout out you, baby. I'm thinking about you all the time. You already know.
Congratulations. I'm looking forward to that, Ashrabi.
Man, congratulate her.
Yeah.
She's lucky. I'm a catch. It's like, nah, she's wonderful. I'm very thankful to have her in my life.
Exactly. So UMD is not a HBCU, it's a PWI. And HBCUs are kind of like a big deal. Did you ever get any FOMO from not going to a HBCU?
Nah, not really. I think for the longest time, there's always been that HBCU PWI debate, especially for people who look like me and want to advance in their careers. And I've always been firmly on the side of do whatever is best for you. UMD is so big. Like, it has 36,000 students when I was there. But 36,000 people, there's no way you're not going to find your community. From ASA to Black Student Union to different events to different things that we had going on. It was never a thing where I felt like, oh, I'm missing out on something, you know? Would I definitely go to Howard Homecomings, though? Because I wanted to go have that experience? Absolutely. But at the same time, it was never like from a day-to-day thing. Also, at Howard, they be putting them fits on. And I don't have that endurance. I don't have the stamina. I didn't choose Howard. It was strictly financial. That's the truth. UMD's like price versus Howard's price, even with the scholarships and like the financial aid and everything all together, like it just made more sense. I never really got FOMO though. That's my truth. All the friends I made are Black. All the friends I made that weren't Black, they cool.
You said ASA, so you were part of ASA, right?
Briefly.
What does that mean?
A situation arose with a friend of mine. I won't say his name to protect his identity, but he knows who he is. A situation arose with him and a senior member of that association.
But for the time you were there, was it fun?
Nah, I had a great time.
Oh, okay.
In fact, it was so much fun that like the transition had to be like CSA was like the next best thing.
What's that?
Caribbean Student Association.
Oh, okay.
So for the longest time, people thought I was Jamaican.
Well, Nigeria beat Jamaica in the
Absolutely
recent stuff, so it's plantain, not plantain.
That's because they thought that we were running track and field. We're not. It's football. Y'all were not gonna win that. Trash ass nigga.
Oh, wagwan.
Don't do that. You're better than that.
Did you ever do the choreography?
No, absolutely not.
Why not?
I am not a dancer.
So you're half Nigerian.
That's a crazy thing to say to somebody, Angie.
You don't know how to do a little.
No, I can dance. I can
just
dance.
Said you're not a dancer.
I'm not an in public kind of dancer. Like if we're all right, let me say it like this: if we're outside, right, and we're like in an environment where like you're supposed to be dancing, I can hold my own. I'll say it like that. But like on a stage in front of people, everybody looking at me, no, thank you.
Can you leg walk?
You said what?
Can you leg walk?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, you can't dance. As a Nigerian man, if you can't leg walk, what can you do?
That's okay. What can I do?
Can you do a little amapiano?
Yes, I can. My full name is Inioluwa Obidiran. I'm a Nigerian.
You said Obi what?
Inioluwa.
Say it like a Yoruba man.
Inioluwa Obidiran. Don't. Okay. This is crazy.
All right. On here, you're going to learn some culture if you don't have it. That's what we do in Spill the Gist. Okay, so to you, was college worth the money and all?
Yeah, 100%. Unfortunately, I'm in one of those
big money fields.
Yes. But I'm in one of those fields where like it's necessary. Like that education is necessary, Like unfortunately there's no roundabout way of becoming a doctor. You have to go get your bachelor's, you have to go to med school, you have to get it out the mud kind of. But I think that college as a whole, my children will be getting a bachelor's degree regardless of what they want to do. I don't care. You want to be a plumber? Fine. Go get your bachelor's degree first though. Whether we like it or not, education is the great equalizer in this country. I've never been the kind of guy that wants to tell somebody what to do with their life. It's your life. Do whatever you want. But I think that you also have to be prepared for whatever consequences happen as a result of that. I think that too often we kind of have this sense of we can do what we want and then who cares what happens next. But a lot of times there are consequences for anything you do, whether you like it or not. Like, for example, I want to marry my girlfriend. If it was up to me, for example, I would propose to my girlfriend maybe next year, right? But because of what I want to do, I know that timeline looks differently for me. Like, if you're the kind of person that feels like college is a waste of time, just don't go, But also be prepared for what that looks like post that. You feel me?
Yeah, so that was nice.
Thank you.
It was nice hearing about your experience in college.
Thank you so much for having me. This means a lot.
Yeah. I expected a lot more because I didn't go to college. I thought you actually went on campus.
No, that's the thing.
But it's okay.
A lot of there's not a real difference. That's the thing.
Mhm.
So like for example, right? I had a solid block of 4 hours free between classes. You know what me and my friends did?
What?
We went to go watch movies. I remember the first time I watched Infinity War was with the friend that I was telling you about. We went to go watch Infinity War in the middle of the day. Darties are a big thing.
Mm.
Day parties.
You know what? Really? I thought it meant something else.
Y'all remember when she said that she don't be outside?
At least I know what outside is. I just haven't not.
I'm being attacked for trying to take the time
I'm the one who wanted to do a podcast
because I work
this is
so
what
hard.
You work day and night.
Chicken from a podcast, none of y'all want to eat. But nah, I mean, like like what's really like the big thing to miss out on? You know, like I promise you, you didn't miss out on much. Like college isn't like it is in the movies. Like it's not a bunch of. I lied. There are a bunch of people just laying on lawns in college throwing frisbees, but that was more so like
Oh, that's the pound colored folks.
Yeah, those folks. I was hang on, but in this heat, that's crazy. I was not doing that. I definitely I will tell you something though. I definitely threw a frisbee in college. It was fun. That was like a stereotypical college thing. What are some stereotypical college things that you've seen on TV? I'll tell you if I did it or not. Come on, you watched the movie before.
It's mostly high school.
It's mostly high school.
You see a lot of
college movies.
Yeah, not as much.
So like that's the thing, because your idea of college is like, I'm trying to get this bread, man. This is free.
I guess it was just the parties, but it's not.
I went to the parties. They were fun. It was a good time. Did some things had no business doing. Developed a small drinking problem. Got over it. We're good now. Thank God.
Years.
Honestly, no. We're good now. I promise.
Okay.
I promise.
All right.
But yeah, nah. Like for real, like college was crazy. Because let me tell you all a story. So I really locked in my junior and senior year of college, right? Because in my was it first semester or second semester? One of them. So in my first semester, I didn't do that great. I didn't. Blame it on whatever it is. I'll blame it on the fact that I was definitely skipping class to hang out with young ladies. But you made a face, guys. So I didn't do that great. But then on top of that, the one class that I did get an A in was my bio lab. Boom. Spring semester comes about. Yeah, it was my first semester. So I didn't do that great my second semester either. But it was so bad my second semester that I get put on academic probation. So here's what crazy happened. Turns out for our final project, someone cheated in my group, right? Got the answers from like an online source or whatever. So we get called in front of a council and they retroactively turn my A into an F. So now that means that I've been on technically academic probation for 2 semesters, which is the most you can do at UMD before they kick you out. So they were considering kicking me out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I had to do 2 semesters. I had to do a summer class. And I got a 4.0 in like the 3 summer classes that I took. It was to the point where my whole family went to Nigeria in 2017 and I couldn't go because I had to stay and take care of these classes so they wouldn't boot me from school. I think that was my biggest learning stage because I can sit here and I can try to blame the person who cheated and be like, well, if they never cheated, I wouldn't have had to go through that. But it's also on me too, because if I had gotten better grades, that wouldn't have affected me to the point where it did. It was just a perfect storm of just one thing after another. And, from then on, it was like a challenge where most people are taking like 5 classes a semester. I'm taking 8 because I'm trying to pull my GPA up by the hair because I still know I want to go to med school. By the grace of God, we were able to do it. My advisors called me and saying the mentors that I had said that I was going to burn out. They were right. It didn't matter though, because at the end of the day, I did what I had to do. But that doesn't mean I didn't have a great time while doing it, Some of the best friends that I have right now, I met them in college. My best female friend, other than the love of my life, gorgeous Abiola Adeshina, love you to death, baby girl.
And she's Nigerian too.
Yeah.
Yay.
Other than her, my best friend, Jada, I met her in college. And I'm thankful to her. I'm thankful for all the people that I met because it was through those relationships that you get this like finished product in front of you today. I think that that's the real quality thing that you might have missed out on. That's the only thing.
It was
Like
the social and the community
the
part of it.
community, that
Yeah.
social, like looking at everybody who's gonna fail this exam with you, and then like a
I
big,
gotta find the love of my life too.
that's crazy. You might have.
A lot of
That's
people find
difficult.
it in college,
You
you
kind of
know?
challenging though, Angie.
You said what?
You kind of mean. You sure you would have found them in college?
Who's me?
Because this is a new you too. Like this whole like nice you is very new. It's not like
Where's that coming
it's
from?
kind of rough around the edges when I first met you. I'm not gonna hold you.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah,
I've always been a sweet baby girl.
that doesn't even sound right. They know that doesn't even
You're
sound.
not talking about me here, sir.
I'm just saying.
Continue with your.
My fault. My fault. My fault. Nah, I think that's the one thing that I'd be sad for anybody who didn't go to college.
Sad is kind of crazy.
Nah, I mean, like, you're right. Sad is.
Okay.
That's the one thing that I would say, hey, you missed out on.
Mm-hmm.
Because to be honest, you can go to a party right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Saturday night, U Street. It's the same vibe.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like, you can link up with people right now. But, you know, me and my girlfriend were talking the other day, and we were like, the hardest time to make friends is post-college. Because there's not those things that put you together in that situation. But yeah, nah, honestly, I think you would have had a good time.
I probably would have.
I think you would have had a good time. I think that you would have been in them books though. I think you're not a big fan of like big crowds. That's the
Face who?
you a fan of big crowds?
Yeah.
You never struck me that way.
Why would you say
All
that?
the events that we had, you never came out, did you? You might have.
That's different. Okay.
It's good every day.
There was one time I actually came to a barbecue and I saw what was going on. I went back home. I can get lost in the crowd, but I do like big events.
That's
I
fair.
don't hate it.
What do you think is the big thing that you missed out on by not going to a 4-year?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it?
The community and
The
stuff.
community aspect?
Yeah.
That's fair. But think about it like this. You also didn't get into any unnecessary beef.
I think I wanted.
You wanted to be in a rap beef?
No, but
What?
I think that would have been interesting.
No, it wouldn't have, Angie.
Yeah.
No, beef is never good.
I just wanted someone to try me so bad.
That's not healthy.
I wanted someone to try me so bad.
That's not
Even in
healthy.
high school.
That's like the one guy that finally buys a gun and now wants to get in an altercation
Dope.
to use their gun.
That's extreme.
That's the truth.
Did you, at your time, because it's very prehistoric, you know, back then, back in the day, did you have like a tool like ChatGPT? Because ChatGPT kind of got me through
I just
college.
realized that she called me old, guys. She called me prehistoric.
I didn't say all that.
That you said prehistoric. That's crazy.
I didn't call you that. I just said the times
That's insanity. I'm somebody's son, right?
and somebody's father to be. So,
Whatever. Nah, we ain't really had nothing like that. I feel bad. Me and my sister were just talking about that actually. Like, I feel bad for anyone who's using ChatGPT just because if you're in a situation, for example, your situation was different because yours was online. I'm assuming your finals were online too.
it's complicated. It was a lot of papers.
Okay, perfect. So like, but for somebody who's taking like math, for example, right? Who's using ChatGPT to solve their equations. Unfortunately for them, they're eventually gonna have to go in person to take that final.
But if the AI and robots are going to take over anyway, why are you stressing yourself?
I think you're stressing yourself because you have to wait for them to take over.
No, you just have to get with the times.
No, I wouldn't go so far as to say that I don't use ChatGPT. I use it, but I don't let it touch my work though. Just because like, I don't know. There's still a part of me that's like, everybody that's ever used ChatGPT, eventually there's going to be a list that comes out. And there's going to be a list of like everything that you ever used ChatGPT for. And we're going to get a lot of people who lose their MD or DOs because they use ChatGPT to get through the entirety of school. So I'm still scared about that. I'm not going to lie. I'm not delusional about it.
That's a possibility, but I feel like it's
I lied. We definitely had some.
much.
We definitely had something like that. We had this thing called Mathway for math. But ChatGPT is just different. Like, that don't be writing papers
Yeah.
in like minutes.
And the trick is to just ask. Don't let them know your next move. So ask a lot of questions that don't relate to you as well.
Huh?
I don't know that ChatGPT knows that I'm a woman or a man because I ask questions about everything and anything.
Like what?
It's just everything. Even things that don't apply to me.
You trying to confuse ChatGPT?
I hope I'm doing a good job. I hope
You're now listening to Spill the Gist with Angie Baby.
So we're going to start with a little game called Drop Out or Graduate.
Okay.
It's hypothetical. You don't have to think about it logically.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, okay. So if your ex ends up being the professor for one of your major course programs, are you dropping out or graduating?
Oh, I'm dropping out. I'm dropping out.
Okay, dive deeper into the reason why.
That did not end on good terms. So
Okay.
I will 100% be failing anyway. So I will be dropping out.
If you have to stop getting haircuts for a year, are you dropping out or graduating?
I'll probably graduate.
Okay.
I'll probably graduate.
All right.
I'll look dusty, but I'll graduate.
You could grow a little afro. Do you have hair like that?
Can I? Is locking the hair an option?
No.
Oh, so I'm just like,
Yeah. In fact, not take off. The beard is not getting a trim either. Like the beard is just growing out wild. You're not doing anything to that.
I 100% just changed things.
So what are we doing? Dropping out or graduating?
I'll graduate.
Okay. Next, you can only graduate if your main group chat is exposed. Are you dropping out or graduating?
I'm dropping out.
That was fast.
I'll
Why?
drop out immediately.
Why?
No one needs to see those messages. That's not going to do no good. Ain't nothing but hurt down that road.
Okay.
Let's leave that alone.
Okay.
I'm dropping out. Yeah.
I want to know what's going on in that group chat.
No, you don't, Andrew.
Okay. If you have to wear the same outfit to class for a semester, are you dropping out or graduating?
Oh, I might have to drop out. I didn't buy all those Jordans just for them to sit there.
Oh, okay.
Well, wait. I do have a favorite fit, though. For a year? For a semester?
It's for a semester.
It's for a semester?
Yeah.
I can graduate then.
Oh, okay.
I can graduate then.
And last but not least, if you can only graduate if you stop listening to music for a year, are you dropping out or
all music? Just like
not Afrobeats or anything, all music.
That's crazy.
Everything. That's for a year.
So wait, can I still listen to podcasts? Can I listen to
I guess. Yes.
All right, in that case I can graduate.
Really?
I can graduate.
No music for a year?
Her podcast is all the entertainment.
But you've never even listened to it.
Don't let her feed you those.
You've not even listened to this. This is the first episode you're listening to.
So entertaining, guys.
This is why you don't trust Nigerian men, guys.
This is an insane the people.
Anyway, that's the end of the game. You're dropping out for most of it.
It's okay.
Doesn't that make you quite unserious?
You said I'm unserious? How does... No, I said I would save for some stuff.
Which one? It was just one. Which one?
Nah, the music I was gonna stay.
The music was a lie.
That's not even... That doesn't even go.
You're not listening to Ashake, Davido. I don't know.
Yeah.
Amapiano.
Yeah.
What music do you listen to?
I like to say that I listen to all music. Hear me out.
Another reason why you don't trust Nigerian men.
No. Because if you go through my playlist, like I took my AirPod out, I was listening to music in that second. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But if you go through my playlist right now, right, like I do have playlists, but then if you look at my song list, it's like all different kinds of songs. Like I recently got into blues, right? So there's some blues songs at the top, and then right under that is like Arctic Monkeys. Then right under that is Ashake. Then like right under that is like Skepta, and it's just a plethora of different music tastes. It depends on my mood. I'm a very like mood based guy for when it comes to music. So I'm definitely like all the way out there.
Said every Nigerian man trying to be
That's
deep.
not true.
Now listening to Spill the Gist with Angie Baby.
We're now moving on to the next segment. This is called Listener Letters. So we asked some people online, what's one thing that college did not prepare you for? Do you want to go first?
I'm gonna go first.
Don't let it affect your answers. Okay. Someone said how to actually get a job after graduating. Like, okay, I got the degree, now what? No one's hiring. Like, why is an entry-level role asking for 5 years of experience?
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. That's ridiculous. Completely agree with that person.
I don't know if this is implicating or not, but for my very first job, my resume had a BBL. Let's just put it that way. Let's just put it that way.
That's
back
crazy.
then. That was before Christ, right? BC. Someone else said they never told us how hard it is to keep friendships after graduation. Everyone just vanishes like Thanos snapped.
That's real.
Can you relate to that? You lost a lot of friends after college?
That's real. I wouldn't say I lost a lot. I think I'm a low maintenance friend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the kind of person that you have to talk to every day.
Mm.
Otherwise, like, we won't be friends again. But I will say that, like, that's also because I'm terrible at keeping up.
The next person said how to file taxes. I can write a 15-page
That
paper.
was gonna be mine. I still don't really understand how taxes work. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it a being with you. Like, my big thing right now, I just give the government 25%. Like, I have it set on all my paychecks. It's like 12.5% federal, 12.5% state, 25% of my paycheck out. Right? I don't even argue. because my biggest fear is like a 1-800 number calling me and it's like, oh, you owe X amount of money to the Internal Revenue Service. I'm going to die. I'm not going to know what to do. I'm not in the mood. Just take the money now and leave me alone.
Does that mean you don't get to owe as much right now? Do you still owe at the...
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I've always gotten money back.
Oh,
Never owed them losers.
okay.
Yeah.
Next person said bills. I know bills existed, but I didn't know they were that rude. Like everything is
She said the bills are rude.
like everything is due in the same week and most likely the first week of the month.
Yeah,
Yeah, crazy.
that's real.
And the last person said working a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. I'm sorry, we were not conditioned for this.
We absolutely were. She's tripping.
I kind of support that,
I refuse. That's different. You didn't go to a 4-year college.
but I feel like we should have like 4-day work weeks.
I agree.
Yeah.
I would very much rather work 10 hours a day for 4.
I didn't say all that.
What?
If it was started to work 8 hours every 4 days in a week, we'll be fine. Things will be expensive, but like I feel like everything will be fine. But because this is how it's been done, to change it back, then it has to be 10 hours. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense.
It does.
Yeah, exactly. Before we actually end, do you have any like just advice, especially for people in college or people about to graduate from college for the real world? Real world.
I'll be genuine and I'll be honest. I think that for those in college, enjoy yourself. You deserve it. If you failed that test, if you didn't get the grade that you wanted, if you think that you're doing less than, just remember, as long as you are always putting your best foot forward, then it's a win for that day. So I'm extremely proud of all of you that are still in school. To those who are about to graduate, I hope you have fun. It's rough out here, dog. You're gonna be all right though. There's a famous sociologist that said that the suffering that we see today is as a result of people losing their third thing. So we all have work, we all have home, but then what do you do outside of that? Not all of us can be like Angie, who sets up a podcast, a very good one. You should watch the other episodes.
That you've not watched?
She's a hater, guys.
Okay.
Guys, deep down.
I mean, it's not deep down, no. It's very, very surface level. It's right
You know
there.
what? I respect you for owning it.
Yeah.
I respect you for owning it.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining me on this episode. I had
so much for having me.
Can I finish?
My fault.
Sorry, I had so much fun and I enjoyed our conversation as well. Otto?
Oh, toodles.
You didn't have to be that loud. You're not Mickey Mouse.